And these are my P-51s, the Revell P-51 in 1/48 and 1/32 scale, and the Airfix P-51. So we are going to do some painting and put in some cockpits, or at least partial cockpits. Got some work to do with those. So we're going to get started, of course, with the Revell, because that's the easiest one. We've got this right here, and I believe according to my instructions for this P-51, it's fairly simple. You got all that assembled there, that, and then that's it. You put it into the plane. Easy peasy. So we're going to do that. Let part of that dry. So we've got this one right here. Going to make this look pretty and do some model making madness with it, because that's what it's all about. Get our cameras all focused in here, you know, since we're doing double stuff and you want it to look good. So we've got them ready to go. And so we've got one. I did a bunch of pre-depainting, I guess, if you want to call it that. So we're going to put this guy right in there, just like that. And he rests right there on that pin and right there. So scoot that back. Take our wonderful thin cement. Get it all in there. And it's just going to suck right on in, just like you see right there. Let that sit. And of course, get the back side, which is right there. So once we've got that in there, we are going to put this on here so we can make sure of the fit on this one. Make sure everything is good. You can see it in there, but you know, like these models are, some of them do not go together exactly well. So we've got this. Fit looks halfway decent, and we'll eventually squeeze this plane together like that. Got this right here, so set that aside to dry. We'll wind up putting these in a little on later today. Then, of course, we have this one right here. A little bit of work left to do on that one. So we'll get our handy dandy instructions so I could see what's left to put onto this P-51D cockpit. That way we can get that into the plane as well. So you have this right here. You got our control panels. Looks fairly simple. I can just stick this into the plane as it is, and we should be good to go. And then all the other things I can add to it a little bit later. Not sure why, but this one doesn't even have like a bulkhead to it. It's kind of strange. Is what it is, but that's what we're going to do. So we've got this part right here. Fits nicely into this slot, which is right here. Got that end cap right there. Just press that down real good into there like that. Make sure it meets up with everything. Of course, run our glue in there. Make this look good. Then we've got this little area, which is going to be right there. So, you know, you kind of got to pop that in like that. I hope it holds. But in order to do this, we're going to put this on very carefully. You see how it fits right like that. But we're not going to glue it together. I'm just going to make sure it kind of works well together. Here we go. That's what that will look like. See how this all meets up fairly well. All that's in there. And I think we can get some glue. We'll let we'll just let this bond into place like that. That way it gets a good set, and then we could go back and glue the rest of the pieces. So we can leave this for now too, which is excellent. But then we have this guy. Although it looks complete and ready to go into the plane like this, it is not. We have to add some pieces to it because this is a bit better of a kit. So we get to do some painting. We're gonna have to put together this little thing right here so we get to paint it. Everything else is done. I did put in some decals, and you can see the decals right there. Right here. Got those little decals in there. It made it look really nice. I like how this plastic piece comes together right there. They did good with that. And some of the other little ones, which is like that guy right there. Maybe they couldn't mold it. And then this right here made it look a little more detailed. You see I got the decals, which are right there. And one little guy right there. So we need to get some aluminum paint. I'm going to use some chrome silver, which is right here. One of my favorite colors because it doesn't do anything but separate all the time when you use it. So that's the fun thing. So you get to at least watch me mix some fun paint colors up. Just do a bunch of stuff. Use some gunmetal as well. Yeah. The joys of modeling, I swear, never gets old. All right. So let me see what we can do here. It would help if I mixed up my paint. This is some Tamiya paint here in a little bottle. You know, it always says mix it up thoroughly, so that's what we're going to do. There we go. Always remember, if you're not using something, cap it up, because you don't want to have fun little accidents where things spill. So we're going to try to avoid that. Like this. And let me see what kind of thinner we can come up with. Got some of this Tamiya thinner right here. Some of this. Just need my little squeezy deals. I'm always forgetting those. I just clean them out, so I probably should get some of the water that's in there out of them. Condensation's always fun. One there. Just get a little bit in there because we don't really need a lot. I figure that'll do, right? Just a little bit in the bottom. Hopefully not too much. We'll get our acrylic thinner here that I use from Tamiya. This is not a commercial. No, I'm not promoting them. It's just what I use. We're doing, probably might do half. Get a little bit more in there. See how this ratio works out. And mix it up really good. I'm just using this. All right. that painted. Didn't take too long. Let's see what we need to do for the Airfix kit. Bunch of little steps here for this one. So it says to paint this little internal area right here. I like that. That'll turn out nicely. And we got this. According to these wonderful instructions here, have to make this look good too. Just may as well paint the whole thing. It's turning out nicely. I know it's kind of hard to see, but there's that. We've got this one. Nice little silver color. Let me see what else goes silver. Got those pieces, the top, the bottom. May as well take this thing here. We'll spray this, although it might not go painted, but that's okay. We can always fix it later. I like how that looks. I didn't bother doing much pre-painting on that. Wasn't really necessary. Got the aluminum taken care of. At least I think it's aluminum. We got one other piece here that we can paint. Let me go dig it out real quick. It's the bottom right here. This, the hub. So we'll get a little paintbrush. Get that on there. We'll just paint this. Perfect. Let that dry. See, do we have any actuators? I don't know if this is one here. Might just want to leave that alone. So we got that taken care of. Look at these instructions, see if there's anything else I could possibly paint aluminum. Well, I've got it in my airbrush, because I know this goes together in a certain way. Most of it is covered up. You don't see it. It goes on the inside of the aircraft. All you see is the top panel. So I'm looking for 56 for the Airfix Humbrol color. Although nobody ever goes out and buys the exact colors they need, they just get what they feel will work. Aluminum. Here's what we'll do. Got my wheels here. Since certain things go aluminum in them, let's try to find a good match. Ooh, I think that will work. Perfect. nice. I like it. Didn't leave too much overspray. Do the other side here. So that's one wheel. We could touch up that little bit of mist right over there. That won't be hard to do. And we've got the other one, which is right here. Different brand altogether. You can see a little bit of a fit difference in there. That's the Revell, I think. So you can see even the wheel hubs for Revell are different. Than the wheel hubs on an Airfix. This is an easy and quick way to do all this. So we've got those two tires. Let's see if we can find the bigger tires for the bigger plane. Those are right here. Granted, I haven't painted anything black on those yet, but you know, like the Marines say, simplify. Really, they don't say that. They say semperfi, but you know, it sounds kind of funny. And yay, all back to drywall texture. One of my co-workers slash employee slash friend once said, just like the Marines say, simplify. And I said, you mean semperfi? He's like, no, simplify. I said, semperfi, like the red and yellow sticker you see on the back of cars. He's like, what are you talking about? I said the yellow and red sticker with the red words and the yellow, I'm sorry, with the red sticker with the yellow words that says semperfi. He's like, oh my God, I feel like an idiot. And if you knew Jerry, Jerry would consider himself stupid when he missed Jeopardy for the day. He felt like he lost brain cells because he didn't get to watch Jeopardy. So yes, to Jerry, that's for you. Jerry's a good guy. Love Jerry. Used to play pool with Jerry. Worked for me for a long time. Worked for our other boss a long time. Poor Jerry one time had to listen to his son pitch a no-hitter in high school baseball because he couldn't get off of work. You think he was a happy camper about that? No, he was not. Not at all. It was not my fault. Different boss, different time. Look at this. That turns out nicely. I like that. All right, let's get these other ones. I got a problem with my compressor. It doesn't want to shut off anymore, which is bugging me. I don't like to be bugged by it, but what can you do, right? Here we go. It's just the right side. It's like the sizes just kind of get bigger when they want. There we go. Getting better at it. Getting better. I like how this looks. It's easy to do. Just kind of make sure it's pressed down all the way. And everything's properly coated. Just make sure it's straight. Look at that. Pretty, isn't it? Got one more wheel here to do. Right here. This should be the Airfix wheel, I believe, because it's just a little bit smaller on the hub. Imagine that. Two models, same scale, different size. The world is an imperfect place. Screws fall out all the time. If I know some people, I'd go in there and yank that screw out, but I don't. So, there we go. I think I need to work on better positioning with my cameras. That way you watching live can see, as opposed to when I'm recording it for later use. There we go. Got a little bit on the outside edge. That's all right. We'll be able to touch that up later. Oh, sad fun fact. Went to the hobby store to buy some paint. Yeah, I couldn't get any black paint because they don't have any. Go figure. And that's a cruel, cruel world. Let me see if there's anything else I could possibly paint with the paintbrush that goes aluminum. Let me see here. This plane I know has a rear tail to it. Nothing I probably can't get with the brush. We shall call it a day with whatever paint I have left in here, which is obviously not a lot. That's good. Clean this out, do a quick color change. Let's see. Get my gunmetal color that I just got. Maybe I'll just clean out my airbrush. It'll make life a lot easier. Clean it out. And I can paint the other stuff with the brush. It'll go just as good. I like to take the cap. You've seen me do this. Still coming all out the sides there. Works great. Just mixing all sorts of paint here in my little bottle. Cleaning everything out. Just like that. This isn't really a how-to because I'm not really showing you how to do anything. Ugh, drop my cap. Just do a flush. Feel free to chat. I like talking to people. I might not see the message right away, but you know, I mean, I have no problems answering questions about my interesting methods and what I'm painting next. Hopefully I see it. Problem with metallics, or it always leaves a little bit left in there, and it's hard to get them out. Just kind of float. There we go. Boom. All right. Got that done. Going to get my brand new color that I got right here, my gunmetal from Tamiya. Use that on the things that tell me to paint stuff gunmetal with my brush. Make those things look pretty. I got them over here somewhere, right here. There we go. I just need to find where I put my silly putty, which is right here, which had a piece on it, which I took off, which I'm sure I'm never going to find again. Oh, I found it. That was quick. I got lucky. It's over there on the side. Imagine this is just basically because it's for like a radiator color. Whatever you want to call them for these P-51s or the intakes. There we go. For those of you who have never watched before, in case you're new, I label all my bottles. That way I don't confuse anything. Use rubbing alcohol to clean off my Tamiya paint because it works really good and it's really cheap. and it does a fine job. It's awesome. So now we got this little guy right here. We're going to paint. There he is. A little bit of paint on here. Just a radiator. Actually, it's coming out very nicely. I'm shocked. And it will dry rather quickly, which is a plus. So we can use it right away. I like how it does that. It gives it like a little bit of a shine. Better than the Model Master gunmetal color. That one seemed to be like bluish. This is not like that. Now, I don't know if that's because I've got it backed by some silly putty, but you can see what it looks like. To be careful here. What do you think? You like that? Pretty? Yes? No? Maybe so? Should look good in the plane. You won't even be able to see it anyway. It's going to be hidden by the darkness without a light. You know what? Sometimes when silly putty doesn't work, just mix it up. There we go. Much better. Now I've got this piece right here. Same thing. There we go. I just put more on my paintbrush. Makes it look a lot better. Perfect. Well worth buying the little bottle. What's that? There we go. We'll just leave that as is. Clean this off. And we will start assembling these little intake deals here for this P-51 for the Airfix kit. I guess that brush is clean enough. So for those of you joining, we're doing the intakes, the P-51 Airfix kit. It's a D1/48 scale. And we're going to put the cockpit and all this stuff together for this kit. There's a lot of little pieces for it, so we best not lose any of them. So we got those all there. Make sure all my mating surfaces are clean. And here, want this to look somewhat good, right? I know I do. Let's see here. And some of this goes straight on the inside. You won't ever see the light of day. Always scrape your excess paint. Doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be decent. See how this goes together so far. Can't remember exactly how it goes like that. So we will have a little bit of a seam there. Well, it'll be hard to see up inside that plane, so it's not going to be a big deal. If you want to fix your seam, fix your seam. All right, so he's got these surfaces right here. And this is why we practice everything before we glue things, so you can see which way stuff goes. That way you're gluing plastic to plastic instead of plastic to glue. You get good bonds, just like James or Q. All right, instructions, and we can see how this all goes together. right, so we've got this piece here. This is going to go right here, like this. So we'll put our glue down there and press this in place, just like that. Arg. Not always easy to do. There we go. I see that. Let's get a little bit in there. Perfect. All right. Then we have the other side, which is this one. Thought it had like a little bit of a rounded edge, but it does not. Maybe a little bit on this side. Place that right here. Same thing. Just get your glue. Put a little bit down in there. And then it should mold itself together as it should. Put one more. Perfect. What are we forgetting? I'm going to take this right here. Put this piece in. Like that. I'm getting low on glue. That's okay. Perfecto. We'll let that dry. Take these two halves right here. Place them together like this. Ever so slightly. A bead of glue in there. And we've got this little guy right here. So if we turn this way, it's going to sit right in place like that. Put our glue in there. Excellente, estudiante. That should dry up nicely. And then we've got this, which we take this piece right here. It is going to fit just like so. Like that. Only I could get it to stay. There we go. Probably should have cleaned the paint off a little bit better on the sides, but it'll bond. It will bond. You just have to pray for it. Get some right there. Right there. Some there and some there. There we go. Probably best if I did this. Awesome. I probably should have painted that section, but I didn't. So I might have to make that work with some regular brush paint. So a good way to check this, you just get your halves right here. Turn your plane the proper direction. Set it inside, which will go just like that. And yeah, I'll have to paint some of that. So let me get a brush, my little chrome silver. See how well this turns out. Hopefully it does okay. If not, so be it. There we go. And once this little section dries, perfect. I like that. But of course, now I have to clean off my brush. Okay, so we have that done. Now some more things for the Airfix kit. Since it's all sorts of special, we need to find the parts for the landing gear and install those before we put all this stuff in there, at least according to the instructions. So I've got one right here. And that will probably go right here, just like so. But before we do that, we gotta clip some of these pieces off right here, trim it down a little bit. That way we get a good fit. Fitment is important, people. Light sanding. Still not quite right. So when this gets bonded in here, it's going to fit like that. So kind of scrape some of these little bits away right here. It's okay. I won't tell if you do it wrong. Practice, practice, practice. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Now we got to find the other section of that, which is over here, and do the same thing. So we just glued those pieces there. Let's see what else we need to put into this, which looks like we got a piece right there. I did make a minor boo-boo. That's okay. We can fix this really quickly. Before the glue sets, I forgot to put in the tail piece. So, you know, no bueno. No bueno. Every now and then we make little boo-boos, and that's okay. So we'll pop this off right there. Then take this little tail piece right here. It's got a little hole right there. And this is going to sit down into that hole. Just like that. Put some glue down there. Some glue right there. Put this back on. Just like that. Hopefully everything sets into place. So don't make that mistake that I just made. There we go. Okay. Now you have the option, you can cut those off, by the way, and put them inside the plane if you want. That way it's like gear up. You don't have to do that, but if you want, you can. Okay, so now we need parts D16 and D17. It looks like that is specific to this plane because it's got some parts that look a little bit different. So you have to make sure you do that correctly. All right. So this one right here is D16. Just right here. Looks like it kind of just will fit right there into place. Glue that down. Take the opposite side. Oh, excuse me. Time for my 1,000 sneezes. Because that's what I do. I sneeze about 1,000 times. That's the fun of live videos, is you get to hear me sneeze all 1,000 times. So there, I got that put in there. Just like that. Make sure it's pressed in there. That's what that looks like from the side. Just like that right there. Not a bad fit. Take our two tail pieces right here. Tail 1 and tail 2. This goes right here. Does not look like it's an easy fit. Let me make sure everything is scraped properly here. Which it is not. Naturally, I've lost my sanding stick to the floor gods. Not sure where it went because I was just using it. I found it. Here we go. So we're going to put this right here, just like that. Ooh, that's getting a nice bond. I like that. Just like that. That should look good. Let that sit. We've done everything up to here. Got all that stuff. Tells me to put the other side in, which we will do that. Which is right here. Make sure all those pieces fit nicely together too before we glue them. This will go like so. There we go. See what that looks like when we turn it over. Just kind of fit it in there like that. Just got to line it up just a little bit. Okay. Then, since this is a cockpit assembly, got all this together. We're going to put this in right here. So, have to be careful with it. It goes a certain way. Backs up to right there, just like this. Just like this. It snaps into place. I am going to put that right there. A little bit of glue down there. Put some right here and along this edge right there. Hold that down. And we've got some that will go right here, just like that. And to make it even more fun, I'm going to take this and put it down onto here. Squeeze it together. It should go together nicely. Just like that. Got our tail. We'll put this, start with right here. There we go. Excellent. I like how well it's coming together. Work slow with it. See, I got the glue right there. There you go. Push that together. That. Just run a little bit of glue. Some right here. A little on the back. Work slow with this one. Need some right here too. There we go. Just hold these together for just a minute and they will bond nicely. Then we'll get the tail. Better get this piece right here. There we go. You know what we need? Magical holders. Just going to hold this together for a little bit here while it dries. Going to breathe on it. See, it's an okay fit, not bad. I think it'll look decent once it's sanded out and painted. The recessed panel lines there. Might not even worry about it too much. I like how it's turning out though. It's a very nice model. I have to make that stay there. And you can see right there, we'll have to take care of that a little bit, but nothing glue can't fix. And then it has the top piece that we have to put down. Let's get the back. There we go. And squeeze that together. Right there. And of course the final piece, which is this, just kind of fits right in place right there. Going to put our glue in all along the seam there. Just kind of press it down. You want it to be nice and straight as possible. We are finally seeing airplanes turn into airplanes, which is a good thing. If you want to see something really cool, go to Air and Scare at the Udvar-Hazy Air and Space Museum, part of the Smithsonian, on October 29th of 2022, and you will see really cool things if you like airplanes, like the Space Shuttle, SR-71 Blackbirds, Stormtroopers, Darth Vader, Ewoks, Wookiees, Han Solo, Princess Leia, just to name a few. It will be a very fun time. I will be there being a stormtrooper. I try to do it every year. It's called Air and Scare, and it's a very fun event. All you have to do is pay for parking, which is about $15, and this is by no means a commercial. But if you're in the area and you want to see some cool planes, they've got them all at that place. Udvar Hazy Air and Space Museum. It's right attached to the back of Dulles Airport over there by DC. So it's pretty cool. All right, let me grab this guy over here. Seems to be setting fairly nicely. This is the 132nd model P-51D Mustang. Let me see what else we can add to this right now. If there's anything. I'm sure there are. We might just let that sit for today and put together the rest of the other P-51D Mustang because it's probably a lot easier, which it surely is. The cockpit is in. All I need to do is put in the tail wheel and the exhausts, and we can mate those surfaces together. So let's do that, shall we? So we've got right here parts 17 and 43, which are going to go into this plane. Gosh, this looks like really fun to take apart. There's 43. We've got 17. If we can get it off. Awesome. And then this little guy right here. We'll have to paint that inside the plane. Shouldn't be too hard. I'm an expert, not really, but you know, I claim to be. So that's all that matters. Right. So these here, you know, they've got little things right there, so you can't really mess these up when you're putting them in. You might be able to. I'm sure I'll find a way. Sorry to forget which piece is which. Imagine that, right? So let's see here. Let's go up. You know, it probably isn't too hard. Just stick that like that. They go right in there. I assume this is how it goes. That's what I love about Revell planes, is it's not always clear on what goes where. So you just have to kind of figure it out. Oh well, it's such a cool world, isn't it? It could either go that way. And does it just like rest in there, or does it fit inside of it? That is the question. What do y'all think? I get it. Just kind of rests. They're resters. So take these right here. Put this right here and right there. And pop it in here. Just like so. Let them rest in the plastic. That way it looks like they're pushed inside the aircraft. I think that's how it goes. I'm not sure. We're going to find out though. this looks right or not, I don't know. The directions are so unclear. I'd like to push it all the way in, but that might look goofy. I think I've got it done right. That meets up with that. We'll put that like that. We'll rest that there. Let that glue set, and we'll do the other side. Poor job by Revell. I didn't realize how bad this actually was until just now. But alas, I'm going to make it work. There. Put that in the middle, like that. It'll look just like this. Assuming they stay in there. That's my version. That's how I'm going to do it. Just like that. Pressed up inside. Let the glue set for a little bit. Then we can glue this together. Or at least try. Have to be careful with this. Oh well. Let that rest. Then once that's on, we can glue these pieces together. Horrible. Horrible, Revell. But I like how that looks, so that'll work for me. Then we'll take our tail piece, which is right here. It fits in there like there. This one, this side. Okay. So tail piece. Right here. Take this. Goes right like that. And that will bond nicely. Turn the plane this way. Put the two halves together very carefully. Be careful not to press on your exhausts. So keep your hand away from them. Just like this. Put that bond there. And of course this right here. Turn it upside down. Put some glue in there. At least right here. And the one thing we've got right here is part number 20. We're going to kind of slowly put that in there now while we can. It's a little loose, but that's how it is on this aircraft. Glue the top together right here. Some glue there, and right here. Hold it a couple seconds. Get this piece probably should have flattened that out a little bit more right there with some glue, but maybe the glue can melt it flat, which is a good goal. If you mess up and you forget something to sand stuff down, glue, it'll melt it together. And that will do it for these videos for the day. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you on the next one when we get more planes built. Bye.